Hello, and so today I wanted to do another plant spotlight. I haven't done one in a couple days. I've been focusing on informational topics and other topics. But for this spotlight, I want to take a look at this right here. So this is one of my the only three Vandas I have. This is Vanda Hiroshima Choice. There's the tag for it right here. It's all backlit. So this one grown very strangely. This one was this was a winning from my first ever orchid meeting. And this was back in 2016, so this was a couple years ago. And I entered the raffle, won it, and this was one of my top plants. Way up there on my top plant list. And so this one, you can see it's got a nice root system. Vandas like to have their roots open to the air, so I don't pot it in media. It's in this little basket that's kind of hung up under the grow light, because Vandas like a lot of light. So as you can see, it's a massive plant in here. So there's 3 pups, one right here, another one here, and another one here. Each grown over time. One kind of like if one would grow a few months, one would grow a few months, one would grow. It has bloomed for me before. If I turn it back, you can see the stub for the spike right there. But it's not ready to bloom yet because it is a bit early. Plus, the lighting is not the best. It normally sits a lot brighter when the summer's around, but since we're on the tail end of winter, daylight's not what it could be. But this one I grow very bright. I water it at least once a day. At least once. And by doing that, and I just did it, as you can see the roots are green. But what I'll do is I'll take the wand and just spray it. The reason I'm not concerned about it is because I have a plate and a bowl to catch water down there, but that's not why I have them there. But these plants right here soak up that water that runs off because that's where the water collects. For some reason, it always collects in that corner. So I'm not worried about it. I've verified that this is a valid way for me to do it in this greenhouse in my current setup. And so to make it easier on myself, I don't do anything different to make it like a little bit more difficult to work around here. So that I just spray it. That's it. It grows pretty bright. When summer comes around, it'll be a lot brighter, I'm sure, and by then I'll be in Texas, so hopefully it'll bloom some more. But the blooms on this one are gorgeous. Not very lightly fragrant. This hybrid's supposed to be a lot more fragrant than mine is, but it's still not bad. It's a very, very relaxed grower. It just kind of slowly chugs along over time. The roots will periodically grow and then stop and then grow and then stop. Like the roots are all stopping right now because it's going into a little bit of a rest. But it's not like a rest like an orchid you would expect. Sorry, I'm stuttering. Expect to have a rest. It just kind of like it pauses growth for a little bit, takes a breather, and continues growing. And the roots and stuff stop growing. So this one, it's got some like the newer roots. You can see like this one was a fairly new root, and you can see like it's branched off a few times and grown quite a ways. And so it's doing pretty well. It's actually branched off here too, and then that root goes down this way. But the basket's just got a few chunks of large bark in there, nothing special. It just kind of hangs up on a little hanging basket. The basket is very loose because, like I said, they like to have their roots exposed to the air, and frequent watering and frequent drying. So I usually water it, spray it at least once a day, maybe twice. In the summertime, I'll spray it 3 times a day. And even though that's a lot of work for one plant, it's not too bad. It doesn't take me very long. Just like a quick spray here and there, and I'm good. It used to have Spanish moss around it, and you can see there's a clip of it here and a clip of it there. But as you can see, it's not really doing that well. I think it's the minerals in the water or something. So I took them off and mixed them with distilled water instead. And the roots are fine. I'll probably put the bag back on it, because I used to grow this in a bag, which would trap the humidity around the roots a little bit better than even the greenhouse can do. And they seem to thrive in that. This one grew a lot of those, like all those white, especially the lighter colored roots, are from the bag. And so they've been growing really well in there, and yeah, it goes all the way down there. For a small little Vanda, that's not bad. So the cross is Vanda falcata, formerly Neophanetia, or I say Neophanetia or Neophanetia respectively. Falcata and Vanda flabellata, species names as usual. But it's a sort of miniature Vanda. It doesn't get very like tall or wide, but it will pup a lot because Neophanetia tends to throw out these pups. But it's a very easy grower, and so if you guys want a Neophanetia hybrid that's really unique looking, like this is a very peachy color with a pink lip, spotted pink lip, I highly recommend this one. You might get one more fragrant than me. You might want to get one that's not fragrant at all. That's the issue with them. But even if they're not fragrant, they're beautiful flowers. They bloom frequently when the light is ideal, but because it's winter here and it's not in the best spot, it only blooms once a year for me, but that's fine. It had bloomed a couple times before I got it, and I got it bare root. I just slipped it into the basket here. It used to be growing in one of these, but instead of being sideways like this bulbophyllum is, it would hang like this with hooks in each corner. And it didn't have any media in it, just a little bit of moss, like Spanish moss. And it did okay for there for a while, but then I decided I didn't like it, so I went for this. So that's how it's growing now, and if any of you guys have it, please do let me know, and to let me know how you grow yours, and how you grow your mini Vandas and Neophanetia hybrids. But for now, I'm taking off. Thank you everyone for watching.